Well, what is up, Hipster Nation? What's going on, everybody? Just a reminder, we did start memberships on this channel, so if you want to hit that join button, build this community up. We also have super chats and super thanks. So when you're watching the video, make sure you go hit that super thanks if you want to, just see the channel grow. I will be showing what this channel it will be growing into. We want to build the community up. We want to get this channel out to as many people as we can. So just a reminder, make sure you stay in your lane or crash the damn thing. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so I put Facebook. I had to go in there. I have to change it every time to do public. It's on friends. And I went in and changed everything to public. And it still says, every time I have to go on my phone and go in and hit it and change it to public so the public can see it. They can't even comment or nothing if I don't. And I don't get to see the comments come up here if they don't do it. So good morning, everybody. Yes, we got a wild day. Yeah, like I was saying, I didn't want to tell that secret. So don't spill the guts, please, about Twitter. Forget everybody, man. Hey, I had to work and figure it out. Let everybody else figure it out how to show stuff. I mean, but seriously, yeah, I did this video almost 30 minutes this morning. I had it everything good, man. Had everything good. And dadgummit, if it didn't, it said block worldwide, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Did it immediately block it?
Yeah, like it would. But no, it didn't. It wouldn't. It said you cannot premiere that. It's blocked. You can't. It was not going to let me do a premiere. So and I was like, this is crazy.
As soon as you put it up, it said block.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah.
YouTube, and I thought, man, but YouTube's funny. But here's the thing. She probably threw such a fit because the producers was in Whoopi's ear saying stop, because someone else called it out and seen it, and they were did.
I haven't seen it.
That's what I don't understand. Other people's done videos on it, and I'm like, wait a minute, how are they getting away with it? And I tried the other way, and it's not going to let you. And I'm like, so I'm thinking about if there's other people doing it. I went back and looked at another big channel. I only see the video they did the day before. I didn't see the one that, she had a meltdown. And I'm like, what's up, Moto? And
who had the meltdown? I'm not even sure.
Sonny, and because all of them was like, and she's like this lawyer, went to law school, blah, 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 and all this. And I'm like, well, she's not a real lawyer, in my opinion, because she's sitting on a talk show. She married a rich doctor that's been in, I can't really say a lot of stuff, but, he's in a bunch of RICO cases, one of the biggest ones in New York ever, even bigger than the mob was. I mean, RICO cases of frauding the government and insurance and all kinds of stuff. So,
really?
Oh, yeah. He's in one of the biggest lawsuits and stuff. And, that's how they made their millions and stuff. And, of course, she gets paid millions. I think she did a little bit of law stuff until she got her job. She wanted more of the talk show kind of stuff. And but anyways, the way they tried to explain to her, she's trying to, make her argument and her point and talking about, these veterans and stuff not going to get their money and all this. And then these other women are just roasting her, trying to educate her on, hey, this is exactly what happened, and this is why Chuck Schumer voted for, for it to not shut down, is because.
I've seen her going off about Chuck Schumer. I did.
Oh yeah, but they did the day before too. They had him on there, and then he's on there. What's her name said she did not like the way that Chuck Schumer said, hey, demanding that the government's going to take your money. He said, we don't care if you created your own business or your employees. We don't care. You know what I mean? We're going to do what we want, basically. We know how to spend your money, and you don't. Yeah, exactly. Well. That's what they're saying. That's why the left is melting down. That's why they're infighting, because they said that he shouldn't be he shouldn't be the leader. They want him out of there. That's why Joaquin Jeffries and all them wouldn't say anything. Don't forget, this is for entertainment purposes only, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the team. We do have memberships, and super thanks and super chats. So yeah, but I mean, it's it's crazy because first of all, Nancy Pelosi had to come out and say something about him and dog him. And I'm like, okay, man, you people are in your 80s. Do you not have great grandchildren? Why are you not on the beach? You're worth $200 million. Why are you live in wine country in California? Why are you not just chilling out with a glass of wine or
you know why?
with your family?
They're
I mean,
drunk
that
on
power, man, it eats them up. And it's like a pissing contest. They're up there trying to see who's this and that can do this. And I'm like, man, if I had just a tenth of your money, do you think I would still be in that age, even at 80 years old? Do you think I'd be anywhere near that part of the country? No, I'd be in what's that place called? Monte Carlo, sitting on a beach somewhere, and I would be
Bahamas. Look at the Bahamas, man.
I would be somewhere, kicked back, and my money that I've corruptedly took, in my opinion. They did. And I don't believe they should be insider trading. I don't believe they should be able to do that. I don't believe they should be able to get, tips and be able to go in and take money and make millions of dollars. They're not looking out for us. They're looking out for themselves. And that shows you that. And just like Matt Gaetz, that's why they didn't want him in there, because he was outing even his own Republicans. He was saying, look, they come up here and they fill their pockets before they fill yours, and they're not filling yours. They're filling themselves, their pockets, and they go straight after their own pockets. And that's for both sides,
Yep.
What's up, Quick Shoe? And that's the way I see it. Like the government's not for you. They're not for us, really. I don't care about government. I mean, I do care about certain things. I like to know what's going on. I like to stay relevant. But when it comes, they don't know what's best for me. They don't know what's best for my children. I do.
Yeah, they do.
I raise my children in my house. They're not here in my home. They don't know what's best. They don't know what's best to how to spend my money.
Wait a minute. You don't have it right, man. Those are not your children.
Exactly.
That's the government's children. That's what they say.
I'm just leasing them. Yeah.
Yeah, they have said that. That's not your children.
Yeah.
They'll do what they want. They'll do what they want in the school system. They'll do what they want because those are their children.
I'm just leasing my children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the way they look.
Trump's supposed to sign the executive order this morning to cut that school, to cut the education department.
Yeah, take it away. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
I think it's 100% correct, because
I do too. I think
they have like billions of dollars. They get billions of dollars, and only 25% of it goes to the schools and the kids. Yep. That's it.
And how many schools in this country that has to split that 25%?
It's a big bureaucracy. It's all.
Yeah. So where does the rest of the 75% go?
Goes to the government, people working in the government.
That's what I mean. It goes in their pockets, and all those. Yeah. Why do they need a building the size? Have you seen the building the size the size of that building they have for the education department? It's worth billions, they said, and they can't even sell them. Some of those buildings has been sitting there for years empty because they can't do anything with them. They're overpriced. What's up, Jamin?
Jamin don't like the verticals.
I know, but here's the thing, though, man.
Hey, Jamin.
They wonder why our children are behind, or mostly dead last when it comes to education, because they don't put enough money into hiring enough school teachers and doing things. Now, when I was in school in elementary, of course, I was in certain resource in classes like that. I was a slow learner and all that stuff. I'm not scared to admit it. But here's the thing. This is why I couldn't get better, because it wasn't the teacher's fault. The teacher tried. But when you have 10 to 15, 20 students in there that has learning disabilities, one teacher cannot give one person all her time. You know what I mean? They need help. Right. They need more teachers, especially to be more hands-on to teach kids. And when you take the 75% funding out of the education department and put it in your pocket, guess what? You're saying you don't give a crap about anybody's kids, and most of those people, their kids are in private schools and stuff like that. So DMU too. Okay. I don't know what he meant, but okay. But yeah, man.
Vertical.
Oh. Oh, damn you. He said, damn you. Sorry, buddy. I just wanted to try to reach out a little bit beyond the orbit, we wanted to, I like trying to do new things. See, you even got my shirt on today. Why ain't my picture in the middle of that? The legend? Is that what that says? Yeah, that's me, man.
Yeah. I am the legend.
I mean, but seriously, like it's so sad to watch these the left side meltdown. No, it ain't. I mean, I just think they should keep pushing their agendas. You know what I mean? Keep pushing your woke stuff, because as long as you keep doing I don't want that. Yeah, but here's the
nobody
thing.
cares.
I'm not going to be eating dinner with Trump. Yes, I like Trump, but here's the thing.
No.
I'm not going to be his friend. I'm never going to meet that man. I'm not one of those Trumpers that just, swamp all over him, love him, love him, love him. I'm not. But here's the thing. You have to pick. If you don't pick, then you're just uninformed. Try to pick one of the lesser evils. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Yeah. We know government's government. I know. I'm not stupid. I'm smart enough to know that they're not for us, no matter what side's in there. But I prefer the side, the common sense side right now, more than I do what the left was trying to push. I don't agree with the things that they were trying to make and do and all that stuff, all this bull crap and woke agenda and men and women's sports and all this stuff. I don't agree with that, because I have daughters and I do not want my kids playing with men. I just don't.
No, hell no.
Now, when they get grown and they want to play a pickup game and there's men and women co-ed, that's fine. That's their choice. But when you put a man in a high school or a teenager's locker room and stuff like that, or bathrooms, that's where I have issues. Right. And not only just that issue, it's just, hey, let's open the borders. Let's let everybody in. You know what I mean? Why? We don't know what they're bringing in. I mean, disease-wise, not only that, when they overflood the system, then the system shuts down and it cracks, and then the resources doesn't get to where it really needs to go, But then you have people out here protesting, because then they say, oh, look here. And guess what? They go from protesting to burning cities down like 2020, and riots, and how many cops had got hurt and died, and things that happened in 2020. I mean, honestly, like every time I see the left side going to march or protest, I'm not joking. You can watch any video anywhere of these, and they're mad, they're violent, they're always talking, they're pushing fear, they're wanting to destruct something. Do you know how many videos I've seen of them, of a guy walking down the street and like just trying to demolish a Tesla? What did that dude that bought that car, what does he have to do with Elon? Nothing. He just liked the car, so he bought it. So you're going to take a poop, you're going to use the bathroom in your hands. This guy sticks his hand down his shorts, poops in his hands. Yeah, in both hands, he is crawling it out and smearing it on this guy's Tesla.
What
and it's like, hell? Yeah, I just watched a video this morning, and I'm like, why in the world would you do that? This guy has nothing to do with Elon. This guy just bought the vehicle out of a parking lot, out of a dealership.
You're not hurting Elon doing that.
You're not affecting him. You're not making changes.
You're hurting this innocent guy that don't even care two shits about what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
That's called mental issues, man. Mental problems. Yeah. These people has got some really mental stuff going on, and I'm telling you right now, I think that's where it needs to start. People need to start, we need to start looking at our mental, these people's mental. I know, but it's, dude, there has to be something going on for people to act this way, unless it's just completely the way the left is pushing. No. Yeah, but they
get paid to do it. They're paid.
Yeah, well, you got like The View and those talk shows saying, "Hey, we got to get out and we got to be seen, we got to be heard." Well, these people out here, what they're hearing is, we got to destruct stuff, we got to tear stuff up, we got to burn down dealerships. That's what they hear, because they're mentally deranged or something is going on. I'm serious, because when they say you got to get out here and get in their face, or you see somebody, you get in their, like Maxine Waters said, you see somebody, you get in their face. Yeah. And I'm like, why are y'all always calling for violence or something? It's always them calling for violence. It's always them calling to go and destruct something. And guess what? They can sit on TV and camera and do it, and they never get the blame. It's the person out here that's going and doing it is the one that's going to be arrested. And that's what they don't understand. Take 5 seconds and stop with some common sense and think, do I need to go out here and burn down a car or burn up a car because that person there told me to? What's that going to do? you're not going to change somebody's mind, even protesting. And I like it when people protest and then people try to interview and they're like, we're not talking to you. Like, okay, you believe in free speech. You're here to protest, but you won't say, hey, let me tell you something. Standing in front of somebody's, and I ain't talking about just Washington, out here in the city. You think you're really going to get them to change something? You think you're going to get these people to hear you? Because let me tell you something, social media is where it's at today. If you got anything to say, it will be put on social media. So a lot of these people don't understand on the left. If you're going to get out here and protest and you want to complain, you better, like if someone's saying, hey, what are you doing here? What's your message to them? And you're saying, I don't talk to you people, why? Say what you're going to say, because that person's going to put it on social media. And I guarantee you it will be heard more than you will be standing there, holding a sign up saying, free women or whatever, it is. So
I didn't know women were not free.
I mean, well, that's what they say. Women's rights are taken. What, really?
Nobody's took
or our rights are going to be taken. You're standing here. You're free to walk in, buy anything you want in that store. You're free to go home, get your car. You got clothes on. I mean, what are you not free to do that what's the difference? What more freedoms do I have than you do? You know what I mean? Like, that's how they act. They act like they're so oppressed and stuff, and they can't do nothing, but they're standing in a free street and they're capable of doing anything they want.
Yeah.
So
nobody's took anybody's freedoms away from them that already
have
been taken.
And I hate that because it's just a back and forth, and they know what to do. They know how to just rowdy them up. Even like I said, even the right side, but even the left, they all do it. Every one of them do it.
People are not paying attention to them now. Nobody do shit. I don't care. They could go tear up their own shit all they want. They could go do whatever they come in my neighborhood and try that shit. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I don't. Well, that's someone's like, I don't understand how I wear my Trump hat. And look here, I've had a couple people look, but they don't I don't know if it's because of my size or what, but they never say nothing to me. They never say anything to me like, hey,
Yeah, I agree, Quick Shoe. The government is against the people. Most of the government. Now, there's some good people in government too, but there's just not enough of them. I believe Trump is a good person. He can do only what he can do, and once he's out, what's going to happen then? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't see much changing. I mean, I see things changing for the next 3 years or 4 years, whatever it is. But other than that, who knows what's going to happen beyond that?
Exactly. I'm going to look this up real quick. So I hope it don't do nothing stupid. Okay, let's see. Let me get over here. Let me get up here. I want to try to share. I want to show you that this is sickening, man. I want to see if it actually even let me share it. So, okay. Let's see. Is it sharing it? Okay. Let me get over here to my home. Let's see. Right here. Let's see. Can you see this?
Yeah.
This guy is pooping in his hands now.
What the hell?
Yes. He is. Look.
Who would do that, man?
I don't know. Look at that. Is that not sick? He is pooping in his hands and wiping it on this guy's Tesla.
Hey, I thought they were for electric vehicles. What happened to that?
Yeah, well, that exposed them. Here's the thing. That's what someone else said. Well, it shows that they lied about the Green New Deal and all this stuff. Like it completely exposed them, because that's what they were saying last night. They said, they're for, the global warming, what's that thing called? The the Green New Deal and all that. They completely pushed out. They pushed out. Well, you got one of the biggest companies in the man that makes electric, a battery powered everything, that no emissions, no exhaust, nothing, you know what I mean, coming out, and they're for him. And then as soon as he decides to take some common sense, then they completely go against him. And then they're trying to shut him down.
Yeah,
They're saying the cars ain't this and that.
Elon's not innocent in this stuff.
No, I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying if you're for,
that's in those
you know,
batteries,
if you're for the Green New Deal, energy, and all this, and you got the number one guy and only, doing these companies and creating other companies and SpaceX and all this to advance our technology and all this stuff, and you're for him, and then you completely turn against him because he becomes friends with Trump because he wants some common sense grounds and he doesn't agree with you. So you're completely going to dismiss him and do what they're doing and burn his stuff down. You were never for the Green New Deal. You were just for him and his money. And now you're telling everybody, hey, go do this and do that, because that's what they're really doing when they tell you to get out there and make noise and do these things and stuff, because that's what these people hear. And they're completely against him. So, yeah, I'm not saying he's innocent. Ain't nobody innocent. But here's the thing.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
he was like their number one guy, and Joe Rogan. And then when Joe Rogan then was like, wait a minute, you guys jumped off the cliff. I'm not following you off the cliff. You know what I mean? They completely turned against them, and now, they can't stand them. So they're not for, the people, really. They're just for their own agendas, and that's what they're doing. They just try to push, because the Green New Deal was a scam. It had to be a scam because they just wanted money. Because now they're not for somebody that created, the Teslas and the energy and all that stuff. And I don't know. I think they're crooked. They're crooked.
Yeah, we know that.
They're all crooked.
It's all about money, man, and power. And it's not so much just about money. That's where people make a mistake. They think it's all about money. It's not.
No.
It's about power.
It's about who
you have over you. Power they can have over you, what they can make you do. They're power drunk. They love power.
Yes.
They love controlling you. They love controlling your mind. They love gaslighting you. They love all that stuff, man. That's what they love.
And if they know they can make a deal.
It's like being in a controlling relationship. It's like being married to somebody that all she wants to do is control you, or all he wants to do is control you. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And they know if they got any little dirt on you or anything's on you, they can hold it against you. And they completely do that. They know they have the upper hand. And that's what it is. They want to know that they can say, hey, we got something on you, and, you're going to swing our way. You're going to go the way we tell you to go. You're going to do that. And that's one of the things they couldn't do with Trump. He had his own money. He had his own fame. He didn't need their money. He didn't need their fame, And I think that's a big thing why they didn't like him to start with, is because they looked at him as a joke. Like, he'll never be president. He'll never be, because they did. Every one of them. Even Obama dogged him and said, something about Trump said, I'll go down in history as the worst president. He said, at least I'll go down as president. You'll never be one. And then Trump wins and becomes president for the first time. And, of course, they have to eat their words, and of course they don't say nothing. What's up to for, and it's like, it's just funny to see. And like I said, Trump's not my daddy. I like Trump, but I'm not going to meet him. He's not my friend. I don't know him. And I could care less, because he's got a luxury life I'll never see or any of that. I don't fantasize over that stuff. But here's the thing. I pick one of the lesser evils, and government, I don't depend on government, for my food, for any of that stuff. You can't. If you depend on the government, you're going to be in trouble,
Well, you actually do.
Well,
technically we all do.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about living in a welfare state, in a government housing and government assistance, government food. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that depend on the government.
Everything you got is they could take away from you.
Oh, no, that's not what I know. If we get down to the thin line, between the lines and get gritty. But what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't go and there's nothing wrong with being poor. I'm poor, but I'm saying, like, people intentionally want to go and live in a Section 8 house government because they don't want to work. You know what I mean? They don't want to do anything. They want to live off the government. They want food stamps, welfare. They want all this free programs and free lunch. Well, and then, of course, there's people that fight tooth and nail to try to get out of there because they want something better, but they can't. because government has told them that they need them so much and they've depended on it so much that it's hard for them to get out of it, and it's hard for somebody to get out of that situation. So, but I don't know. Like I said, I think, Trump's going to sign that deal today. I think that's a good thing. Demolish the education department. They should stop ripping the education department off, the kids off.
The states
yeah. Well, exactly. The state should be, we should be making
federal
our
government should be your education. It should be state ran, and it should be parents voting on stuff. It should be parents saying what goes on in the schools.
Exactly.
It should not be the federal government. That's why they put it. That's why they did that. Is because they wanted to be able to control what went on in every state's schools. They wanted to be able to brainwash all the kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, not only that, they wanted to say, hey, we know what's best for your kid, and you don't.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And we're going to teach them, 2 + 2 is 8. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, that's what they do. They're indoctrinating them, and just like those colleges, these people pay tons of money to go to these colleges and come out with an art degree and all this, or a social degree, and but what's your degree? What are you going to do when you get out? All they done was taught you how to be an activist and a protester and to be a woke agenda. You know what I mean? You have no real education. You just spent $400,000 on what? When you could have been a lawyer, a doctor. Yeah, you're working at Walmart. And I mean, and that's the thing. They're trying to get
anything wrong with working at Walmart.
No, but they're trying to get our kids at a young age so they can actually do that all the way through elementary, high school, and college, and indoctrinate them and have them to believe in that they're for them. And, you can't trust this people. You can't do this, and I think it's good because parents should not be called, that word when they go up to the school. I think parents should have the right to go into the school board meetings and be heard, because they give the parents or they give people time to talk. They should be doing that because the parents have every right to know what you're teaching their child. What kind of books you're putting out. But of course, the left always make it sound like we're just doing a big book burning in the middle of the road, and burning every book there is. No, we don't do that. We're only wanting to get rid of the books we don't want our kids to be reading and learning from, because we know those books are filth. I mean, they're sexual. A 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, 12-year-old don't need to be learning about that kind of stuff at that age. I'd say they don't need to even be learning about it until they're 18, in my opinion. Why? Because I have daughters. I don't want my children, I know they learn more from school and social media. That's the problem. And now, like RFK sitting there this morning saying he thinks school should be cell phone free. Now, can I agree to a point? Yes, but also my child has the right to, if something happens, to call me and let me know. Because I don't want to depend on that school to finally tell me something's going on with my kid. You know what I mean? Like if something was to happen, I want my kid, she would completely let me know quick, and I don't want to wait till something's over with and then the school called me 2-3 hours later saying, "Oh, we had a situation here, da da da." Well, why didn't you know what I mean? And I'm not saying my kid's innocent. I'm sure she's got on her phone through school time, and but should it be in the hands of kindergartners and first graders? No, you know what I mean. High school kids is different from elementary school kids. I don't believe elementary school kids should be carrying phones. I don't believe they should have tablets and phones anyways. And if you're going to give it to them, which we are in the age of technology and social media, I don't believe they should be on social media at all. If they want to play certain learning games and stuff on there, that's fine. If that's what the parent wants them to do, and that's their choice. It's not my choice what other kids do. But for my kids now, I didn't give them phones and tablets at year old, 2 year old. You know what I mean? They didn't have that stuff. I didn't get them a cell phone until they turned like 13, I think, 14.
Right.
Now they had like, a tablet or something, but it just had games. You couldn't get on, social media.
Yeah, right.
Social media is a bad place. Why?
Well,
Not everything on social media is bad. I think it's a bad place for a child because it takes them out of the real world and puts them in this fantasy world that you can do this and be this, and you know what I mean, and everybody will like you and this and that. I believe children, and my children especially, they needed the outside. They needed real world experiences. If you're going to live in this world, you need to learn real world and have real world experiences. You need to know how to navigate through this system we call, life.
right.
I mean, really, you need to know how to cook. You need to know how to clean. You need to know how to survive if you're outside. You need to know how to drive. You need to know, not from a video game, you need to know how to pump gas. You need to know how to change oil, change a tire. What if you're doing it if you're on the side of the road and you don't know how to change a tire? You're going to have somebody else change. I mean, it's hard. And that's the thing. I want my kids to know these things. So not just so they don't have, depend on somebody, but because they need to know, knowledge is good when a kid can learn stuff and they take it throughout life with them. They can take these skills through life and social. They need to be, sociable. They need to know.
Right.
They don't need to just be sitting there in the corner quiet all the time because they're used to being in the room on video games and all this stuff, and never speak to anybody in the outside world because they stay on social media.
Right.
If you're raising your kid to be antisocial, man, do you know how hard it is? You know how hard it will be for them when they go to work, when they actually have to grow up and go get a job and do things. I mean, do you know how hard it would be, especially in public? It would be awful to see that someone that doesn't know how to communicate with other people. That's my opinion, and that's why I taught my girls how to, socialize. You know what I mean? Socialize with other people
outside of social media.
Outside of social media. Get out. Don't be on. You socialize with people. You learn life skills and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's just completely.
It's like I've said before. I've seen my grandkids even sit there and text each other in the same room, and I'm like, "Why are you texting each other in the same damn room? Talk to each other." Texting each other. Why are you texting each other?
The old lady got on to the kid one time. We were sitting in the living room, and she looked over at me and she said, "Look at this." She's sitting in her room and texted me to do something. I forget what it was. I said, "What?" And I got up and came in there. We both come in there. I said, "If you want something, you get up and ask your mother. You don't text her and say, 'Will you do this and that?'" I said, "You are 20 feet away." You know what I mean? Don't. I said, "You don't do it. You don't do that." I said, "If you need something, you get up and do it. You're a teenager. You're not like 5." And I said, it was funny, but it was.
I'd be in here texting my wife, say, "Hey, make me something to eat." I'd like to see her reaction on that one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, because it was something like, "Can you bring me something or do something?" And she was like, "Seriously, like." You get up and do it.
She was sick. I could understand if you're sick and you're.
No, she wasn't. But she was just saying. Well, she was laying there on the phone and she wanted her mama to do something.
Yeah, I would have been like, "I don't think so." I would have ignored it.
Well, that's what we went there and said, "You get up and you go do it yourself." Is what we told her. We said, "No."
Oh, yeah, that's true. Go do it yourself.
We don't do. Yeah, we don't do that. Well, there's discipline in my house, and I don't mean just whipping. You have to know. Act right. Be respectful. Respect yourself is one of the number one things. Don't be, don't act stupid. You have to know, and hold your head up when you go places. Even if you lose, hold your head up. If you're looking at the ground, you'll never see what's in front of you.
That's right.
And we've always tried to, we've always tried to instill that in our kids. Never, doubt yourself. If you have a feeling, you go with it.
I'm going to do I'm going to do a week challenge. I'm going to do a week challenge next week. I'm going to put this phone down and I'm going to leave it sit there and I'm not going to pick it up for a week.
Yeah, right, dude.
I'm going to. I'll do everything on the computer, but I'm not going to pick up my phone. My phone's going to sit right there.
You're going to get phone calls and text messages, and
it is what it is. I don't care. I'm just going to put it down. Sometimes
I can see you staying off social media, but having talk to your wife and stuff and things like that.
Media. My wife don't text me. My wife don't even communicate with me, man.
So you're going to challenge yourself to get off your phone all week.
Yep, I'm going to challenge myself to stay off my phone.
That's
I'll be on my computer. I'll be on my lives and stuff like that. But
really, but what I'm saying is, what if one of your sons calls you or something and they need you? I mean,
well,
you're saying you're completely getting rid of it completely.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not going to get on YouTube on my phone. I'm not going to touch my phone. But if somebody calls, I'll answer if it's my son or something. You know,
that's what I'm saying. You can't ignore your pocket protector.
As far as just having my phone constantly looking at YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying with that. Yeah,
I'm going to just drop that. I ain't going to do it. And if I miss people's videos, no disrespect, I'll catch up with you on the next week or whatever. But I'm going to try my best. I'll be on my laptop and I'll do what I can on here. But other than that,
need some real world time.
Yeah, you just get too much into your phone, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all my skills are questionable. Quick Shoe says
this takes up a lot of your time, and you don't realize how much time you spend on this.
Oh, dude, it tells you.
Yeah,
at the end of the week, it tells you how long you've been on it. It's crazy. It's crazy to really see exactly how long you've been on your phone, because it gives you a weekly recap of how long you've, and I'm like, I'm down a couple hours. That's pretty cool. I haven't been on it as much in this and that, or I'm over, I've been on it more. Like, people think I'm on social media a lot because I have a phone, because I have all my stuff, YouTube, Instagram, everything on my phone as well. So, like, I may jump on and just say, okay, I may look at it and say, there's a notification. I may hit Instagram, hit the notification, read it, delete it, bam, jump off. And then it says, I was active, such time. Well, that doesn't mean I was on there all day. I was just on there for, what was that, 2 seconds, 3 seconds? I just hit it.
Right.
I wasn't sitting there looking at it, going through all that. I don't consider that being on social media, because I wasn't on there longer than 2 seconds. I just went on, killed a notification, you know what I mean? Seen it, deleted it, and got straight off of it. I mean, now, I carry my phone around everywhere I go, of course, like we all do. But, I'm not on social media all day. I'm not just sitting here watching YouTube videos all day. I can't do that. I have a life. I have kids. I have things that go on I have to do. And trust me, even if I could just sit here and look at the computer all day, that would drive me crazy sometimes, because it would really just, I don't know. I'm not that kind of guy that can just sit all day like some people.
I think it has an effect on your mental.
Oh, yeah.
It affects you, man. That's why I'm going to try to stay off of it as much.
Also, it depends on what you're watching that affects you,
Well, I mean, it's just being on there. You're checking your YouTube stuff. You're checking other people's YouTube stuff, which is fine. And I love.
But then you get lost in someone's video and you start watching, and you're like,
I love supporting everybody that supports me, and that's the key. If you support me, I'll support you. I like doing all that, but sometimes it's just too much. Sometimes you just need a break. You know what I mean? You just need a break.
And there's too many videos out there to catch up on everybody's stuff. You can't watch everybody's stuff.
Well, that's why.
If you're a creator like us, though, and you're trying to create videos,
that's why you keep your subscription. You keep your subscription list low. But with people that support you, you keep.
I got less than 50,
and then that's it. I got less than that.
Really? So, I got less than that. I've got. Like, some things I don't even look at until I really need to. Like, I've got some news channels and stuff that I have to keep followed on. I don't have to, but I keep up with. But I don't watch a lot unless I'm watching something that's newsworthy to watch, or I want to know something. So, no, like, I've got like 10 or 11 channels that are just news, not podcast people talking about news. I mean, just
just news
like
channels.
Fox, CNN, you know, things that
Right.
Newsmax, stuff like that, that I like to different things so I can sift through. But now take those out. Yes, the list of people I've got, probably 25 or 30 people that I'm
Yeah.
actually subscribed to. So
Well,
maybe probably 30 at the most.
that support me and I support them.
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
really go off that. If you support me, I'll support you, and I think that's the way it should be.
Well, I don't even have to say that because I know who's supporting me. I know
No,
who's
I
in
know.
my. I know who
And
comments on my videos. I know who's in my side chat. I know who's.
there's
You know what
some
I mean?
people I support. There's some people I support that don't even watch my stuff. That don't even
Exactly.
come to my channel. Very
Me too.
rarely.
Yeah.
And I still support them. Hey, Brown
Yeah.
Chicken.
Well, I mean, I have a dedicated. What's up, Brown Chicken? But I'm like religiously like I watch certain things, and like
Right.
I will not, and I'm subscribed to them because I want to, you know, just like if somebody is completely, you know, like if you like a certain thing, you subscribe to a certain person because you like their podcast or you like the videos they do.
Oh
And
yeah, like
you're
Joe Rogan.
and they yeah, people like that are, you know, completely will never know who we are. That's fine. I'm subscribed to a few of those big time people, and because I enjoy listening to them, I like to watch their stuff. But as far as like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I know
Right.
exactly who follow or not who follows, but I know exactly who supports me. I don't even have to say that because I know when I see them, you know, I don't expect because if it's another YouTube channel, I don't expect them all time to be in everything I do, to be in every
No.
comment, every video, because I
channel to
know, well, they have to do their own stuff.
Yeah, they got a channel to run.
They're doing their own channels. They're doing their own live streams, or they're creating their own. They have to look up. They have to research things. They have to do this. They have to do that, just like we do. And I know from doing it, it takes time. I just don't get on here in 5 seconds. I'm done and I'm ready to do. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I'm ready to put it out. You know, and I'm done. I don't do that. I have to look things up and scan through things and make sure I know what I'm talking about. I have to look and I like to look at different 2 or 3 different options. I like to look at 2 or 3 different options and see if what I'm actually going to show is what, you know, if it's just fake or if they're telling the truth or what, you know what I mean? I don't want to put something out that's bull crap. And so it takes a little while, you know, to sift through certain things. So it's not like I just, you know, oh, here's this video, and then I talk about it and I'm done in 5 minutes. No, I actually sift through and watch different things on it because I want to know, are these people telling the truth? Well, let's see what this person says. Let's see the facts over here and see how, you know what I mean? Which one makes more sense to me, you know? So, but yeah, that's a big issue right now with support the people, support this. Yes. That's a big thing with YouTube because people categorize themselves in communities and with other people and you just can't help it. When you start a channel, if you do one thing in a channel, then you're like kind of stuck in that community. You can't get out. It's like it's so hard to base your stuff, and you may not want to be categorized in that one certain community. You know what I mean? A political or motorcycle or woodwork or, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, eating noodles or whatever, you know, eating food or what, you know, you may want to be just everything. You just may want to be a channel where people like me, I want people to watch no matter what. So, yeah, she's in there howling.
Brown Chicken said the Dem Party ain't democratic anymore. The people we don't see running it,
no, they're activists.
It's my opinion, and one day the Democratic Party will take it back again. It once was a good party.
They're all activists, man. They're young. Look at them, Jasmine Crockett and AOC and all these young people. What do they do?
First, I just want to be right.
They get on social media. They root and holler, and that's all they want to do. They're activists instead of.
I'll be right back.
Instead of electing actual, you know, people that want to be, you know, in government. These people say, hey, I think they've seen an opportunity, a lot of these young people, and they took it because they wanted to make money. They wanted the power trip, but they're activists to me. I believe because you see them get on the streets in front of cameras and they want to scream and hoot and holler, go out here and protest. You go do this, you get in people's faces, you do this, you go make noise, you do all that, and that's the only time, even on the right side, guys, both sides do this. Every one of them do it up there. The only time they ever mention the American people or doing anything for the American people is when they're in front of a camera. You never see them like that's the only time they want people to see them, of course. And we know why, because, there's a camera in front of them. So now they got to speak on the American people. You think they walk around up there all day and doing their thing, thinking about the American people? No. Just like Matt Gaetz was pointing some out, even Republicans out. They're up here worrying about their own pockets. They're making their own money. They're worried about themselves and what they can do for their own agenda. The only time they scream and holler at the American people is when a camera's in front of them. So, because if you actually watch them and see how they act when a camera person is trying to follow or and ask them questions in the House or up there in that Capitol, like they're scrambling every way they can to get away from it. They don't want to talk. They want to go do their own bullcrap. So, like I said, I think there's so much infighting with the left. I mean, they're like really mad at each other. They're going at it. I think it's funny because they have no leader. It's just the way the world works. When poor people vote Republicans, there's a problem. There's a problem. Yes. Yeah, it's just completely, in my opinion, hogwash. So, that's the way I look at it. They only want to hoot and holler when they're in public. They only want to.
Yeah,
the
Democrat Party used to be the party of the people of working.
That's what they say, but I don't
remember ever seeing that. But
I don't either.
Maybe it was my dad's Democratic Party.
I was going to say maybe it was somebody's a long time ago, but I never seen them as the party of the working man. I never seen that.
Democrats. There's good.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But you guys got to understand, it's never been it might have been a two-party system at one time, but it was for many decades upon decades, it's a one-party system. The Democrats and Republicans work together I almost said a bad word, to screw you. It's just, that's the way it is. They come out in public and like, we're fighting this, we're fighting that. But then we climb behind closed doors and making deals. It's a scam.
We're eating lunch together. We're doing this. We're doing that.
They're going to have a beer together. They're going to have a drink together. But
they won't tell that to the American people, because that's what one person asked. Said, why ain't you telling that? Why you got everybody out here in the streets, going at it, in each other's face? And because they don't want you. They want divided. They want people to be divided. They want people to be.
That's why they didn't want Trump, because he wasn't part of their. He
wasn't going to do that. Yeah, he wasn't going to sit there and I think it all reflects back to. But why? Why in the world would you want to stop people from to unite? Why? Because I believe, in one of my opinions, just one of mine, because I got many. In one of my opinions, I believe because they couldn't keep doing their. If we united, then they know eventually we were going to see what we've been seeing with all the waste and the spending and all that crap that they're doing. I think they were completely afraid of what has been going on, what they've been caught doing. All this government fraud and waste and everything. I completely. Here's the thing, though. Yes, this guy's a fruitcake, but I'm telling you, like, they don't want us coming together, because then they think, okay, if the American people come together, then they're going to be against us. Well, guess what? Most of us are already against government. You know what I mean? We're already against big government. We don't need big government. We don't need big government spending. We don't need Big Brother watching us. It went from in the 60s and 70s of, hey, better be careful. Don't do anything. CIA be in your home. They'll be trying to put style cameras and all this. Nowadays, hey, Alexa, we're inviting her in. We're putting, these speakers and cameras all over inside our homes, and we're just letting them come in and
your laptop's watching you.
Well, and we're just letting them have access to everything we do and see.
Yeah.
Seriously, like with the nuclear stuff going on in the 60s and 70s, I watched a documentary saying people were so scared they wouldn't even let people in their home because they were afraid the government was coming in and spying on them. And it was like a big fear back then, and now it's like, oh, we're here, order this off him, this or that. We're just plug it in. They'll talk to you. We got cameras and speakers and microphones, and everything. And, you're basically you've invited them in. And that's why I don't have camera in my house. I have this one and I have a phone. Now I have a camera on my porch. Don't get me wrong. But it shoots at the driveway and over towards where I can see my motorcycles and stuff. But I don't have cameras in my house other than what's right here and then what I carry in my back pocket. So, I mean, and if they want to access my my laptop, this is the only view they're going to get. You know what I mean? It's this right here. Seriously. Like there's no other. I don't have electronics that have cameras in them. I have a TV, but other than that, we don't have a lot of people buy these updated electronics. And like I was saying, they put them in their kids' rooms and they put them all over the place so they can talk. And here, instead of me actually writing a list down of things I need, Alexa, write down all this I need and you can tell it back to me. I mean, you're asking for government to be in your face, to spy on you. People hack those systems all the time, and then they look in the kids' rooms. There's some sick people out there. What's up, Buck? And I mean, it's just people don't think about that.
The first president I can remember brown chicken is Jimmy Carter. That's the first.
Oh, what a waste!
And
I bet you was a fan of him, weren't you?
Oh no, my dad was.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Why didn't he do that gas stuff in the 70s? Wasn't it bad?
Well, I think he was at first, and then it kind of went all downhill after that.
I know my gas has dropped to $2.60 for regular, and diesel's like $3.20 something. I think here, or where I'm at.
We're up to $3.19 a gallon here, man.
On gas?
Yeah.
On regular?
Yeah.
Or man, mine's $2.60.
Yeah, it's
and then of course the other gas stations have to try to compete with the only ones in town. They never compete with anybody out of town, and that's the thing. Like Murphy's, Walmart gas, Murphy's, it's $2.60 here. Yeah. You go to Crossville, 45 minutes away, and their Murphy's might be $2.58. They don't compete and they don't do the same price. They only compete with the ones that's in the same town in the community. So, and I asked them that before. I said, why are they like 4 cents cheaper than you guys? Well, we don't have nothing to do with that. That's not us. We only compete with what's in town. So like the Marathon and the Shell, they're owned by Indians. I think they're 2 cents more than what Murphy's is.
You got stuff owned by Indians down
there? Oh man, every gas station. We only got 5 in this county, and two families.
Taking over, man.
Two families came in and bought every one of them. And they won't put money back in the community. They won't put money.
I noticed.
They won't put money back into the buildings. They look like crap.
I noticed the last time I was in Gatlinburg that a lot of them were buying stuff up.
Dude, they are flooded East Tennessee, man.
But the thing is, they're destroying Gatlinburg. Hotels are going to shit.
They don't upgrade them. They never paint them. They never fix the repairs.
Yeah. They're
do it everywhere they go. Same with the gas stations. Man, they're in ruins. The windstorm came through last year, blew half the Shell's roof off. You know what they did? They just moved it over and piled it in the parking lot, and it's still a year later. It's still half the roof in middle of town now. How crappy does that look? That looks disgusting. Trust me. And now half the roof is sitting in the parking lot, just piled up. They've never fixed it. Ain't going to. They got one store they own out in the mid county. Got a big, like five or 6 bay car wash. You can't even use the car wash. It's went to runs. It's nasty grass. Weeds has grown up inside the car everywhere. It's just awful. They won't put money back into it. They come in these communities. They buy these stuff. They make the money and then they leave. They go buy another one. It's completely. I do not believe in these allowing them to buy stuff like this. Like I said, we have 5 gas stations in my county. And 2 families have bought every single one of them. They come in, he fired 8 or 9 women, and one of them, they were cooking chicken and food all day for lunch and supper dinner for people. People come in to order food all day. They come in, fired all of them. Now they make those little tortilla shells and pizzas, and they kept 2 people. That was it. Fired like 8. I mean, completely just, they changed everything, and they're no good for the community, in my opinion.
Buck Brown says, think about the diesel fuel is a byproduct of refining gasoline. However, diesel-powered trucks move our supplies. Kind of hard not to think of it as a conspiracy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I know that sounds racist for me to say that about those Indian people, but when you live it and you experience what, you see what they're doing hands-on and they don't do anything. I mean, seriously, just go to any gas station they own, and I guarantee you it's run down, it's nasty, they never repair anything.
Same thing with the hotels.
Hotels in Panama City and Daytona. There's a couple of families that own them, and they have went to crap, dude. They got roaches and bugs. I would never stay in those again.
They don't care. They just want the money.
They take that money and run. They take that money and send it back to their families, and they keep it here, but they keep it for themselves. They don't
put it back into business.
No, they never invest it back in their community. And I don't understand.
Last time we was down there at Gatlinburg, I said Gatlinburg here in the next 5-10 years is going to be a horrible place.
Oh yeah. We don't even take the kids up there anymore, man. We used to take them up there and spend a weekend because we're just a couple hours away. We would take the kids up there and just spend the weekend. Now it's like it's either you're getting robbed everywhere you come out of. You got to watch somebody standing there waiting to try to bump. One guy's going to try to, hey, can you do that? While one guy's following you behind you, going to rob you, just like Nashville. I've seen videos in the last week of people going on, trips to Nashville, and everywhere they went, they've been robbed and everything. I mean, Nashville's got real bad. It's not the place to just, country music, this and that anymore. It's got rough. Yeah. You can't go anywhere in Nashville without it's got bad. And no, I see them completely destroying. And that's one of the biggest things of Gatlinburg is tourism. When you get tourism and money from tourists and stuff, I mean, that helps our economy, and stuff like that. But when you have a rundown place, people ain't going to want to, and they have so many, like I said, social media. It's so big. Everything goes on social media nowadays. That's where people want to see things. Trust me. That's where everybody goes for their information or to watch stuff or reviews or whatever. So when they go there and they see, and they've got more than just one person, one video or one channel doing, look at the runs of Gatlinburg. Look at how this has went so far down. You think anybody's going to want to come and visit and spend their money in a dump? No. Nope. All right, Quick Shoe. Have a good one. Yeah, it's cloudy. It looks like it's about to snow here, truthfully. I mean, the gray clouds, it's bad looking.
Yeah, it's crappy looking.
It's only 40 degrees. But, I just think that it's crazy that and they keep pushing this, hey, just let all these people in this country. Why? So they can tear our cities down and and take over our companies. That's what they want. And I think a lot of them don't care because why? They live an elite life. They live behind gated communities. They live with security. They have the money to pay for security everywhere they go. They have people to drive them where they need to go. They don't have to live out here like we do and walk down the street when we go to the grocery store. They don't have to worry about somebody coming out and getting them, like robbing them or following them to their car or home, whatever. They have the ability to because they have money and power. Money equals power in certain situations. So, and I think a lot of them feel like, we want them here like they did, when they first started letting them in, everybody in the country. oh, we want them here, but we don't want them in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like just like they did on Martha's Vineyard. Well, they threw such a fit because Ron DeSantis or whoever sent them up to Martha, 50 of them. Like you can't handle 50, you can't handle 50 people or 25 people on Martha's
But you're a
Vineyard.
Sanctuary city. But
you're a sanctuary town and all this. But Obama's got
in my backyard.
Obama's got a $30 million, $40 million home and land. You can't. Oh no, like that show. And if people don't like with common sense doesn't see that, like, oh well, if you're for that, why ain't you allowing them to be there? No, they had buses like within the hour they're getting them out of there. You know what I mean? They didn't want them there at all. Like, of course, no, we want them to flood the poor communities and all this and take all the resources, but we don't want them next to us in our neighborhood. So
I'll be right back.
All right. And that's the thing. I'm never against somebody coming here legally. You want to come here, you do it the right way. You fill out the paperwork. You let the country vet you. You know, you let them see your background, make sure that you actually want to live the American dream and you want to try anyways, or you want to prosper and you want to give back to America or wherever community you live in. You want to come over here and be an American citizen, more power to you, but do it right. You know, and that's what we were talking about earlier. That stupid woke judge has tried to stop. He tried. Now, he's not even a Supreme Court judge. He was just a regular judge. And he told Trump, no, we're blocking that. You need to turn the planes around. And like they said, what if something would have happened if we turned the plane around? What if the inmates would have tried to take over or do a riot or something would have happened, you know? What if, you know, any of that stuff, anything could have happened? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Trump is the commander in chief. What he says goes. Some woke judge just can't say, hey, turn that plane around. You need to stop this, and turn it, because that's why they didn't turn it around. And when you have those left activist judges and stuff like that, just like what's her name, Caroline Lovett said yesterday, who does he think he is to sit and tell the commander of the chief, the person that American people put in charge to run this country and make those kind of decisions, what he can and can't do, you know?
He has no authority.
No, it wasn't even a Supreme Court judge. It was just a judge.
They don't have the authority.
No,
they don't have the authority. Nobody does.
No,
nobody has authority. The commander in chief has every right to do.
That's right. He is even above
as far as foreign policy and things like that. They can't tell him what to do. He is in charge of all that. Yep. Even the Supreme Court can't say anything.
Nope.
So now there's some things they can.
But they can stop certain,
When it comes to foreign policy and stuff like that, they can't touch that. As far as him taking out illegals, they can't touch that either. They have no right. They can't tell him what to do. That if I was Trump and that judge told me that, I'd laugh in his face and say,
"Oh, I would too." Yeah.
You ain't telling me shit.
Yeah.
You know,
there's
you have
no way.
You have no authority over me. I am the president. This is where I have complete control. He does when it comes to wartime, if it comes to foreign,
and that's why the left was. That's why they're throwing a fit.
That's all up to him.
Yeah,
but nobody threw a fit when Biden left Afghanistan in a mess and we lost 13 people. Nobody threw a fit when he's letting 20 million illegals in the country. Nobody threw a fit then. There were no Republican judges going after him, were there? So I mean, come on, man.
And that's what they always say. Yeah, that's what they say. Well, why? You know, look at our side. I hate to say sides because I hate saying left and right. I really do. But look at the left side and then look at the right side. I mean, did you see us in the streets, you know, protesting and burning things down and like, you know, creating Antifa groups and doing things when they did all that? No.
We don't act like that.
No. We're more forgiving. We're more passionate, seems like, you know. We don't get out there and do this. And we're not out here vandalizing, you know, things. We didn't do that whenever he was in and Elon was for him. We didn't burn Teslas down. We didn't do any of that stuff. That's what amazes me. And they don't see that. And I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about the left that's out here in the streets protesting and doing all this stuff, or just the regular Democrats that's the left that's sitting in their home that don't go protest stuff. Why don't they see that the right is not doing that stuff? We're not out here causing havoc. You know what I mean? Well, you don't hear about us creating, of course they want to say J6 and all that. That's not, you don't put everybody in that category. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't there. And not just that, after looking at the videos, after they released so much videos and they kept so much hidden, and then looking at the real videos, all that time they had cut, like watching the police invite them in, watching the 2 and 3 undercover FBI guys pulling their badges out and looking around, making sure nobody else seen them. Hey, Mr. Stone, what's up, buddy? And showed them their badge, and they let them go through and leave. You know what I mean? Like, I know that was, in my own opinion, in my heart, I know that they routed them up. That one guy, they even showed video of him routing the regular people up. He was an FBI undercover. They were routing them up and getting them all worked up and getting them to go in, and then the Capitol Police inviting them in and walking them through there peacefully and all that. Yes, there was some mishaps, and then Ashley Babbitt got shot and died. That was misfortune because that cop should have never had a gun. That wasn't the first incident. They said that guy has left his gun sitting on the counter in the bathrooms. He's misused his gun before many times. Like, that guy shouldn't even been a police officer, period. And there's some people that are good police officers and there's some that's just not. Because I can tell you from my experiences, do I hate all cops because 2 of them was assholes? No. Do I see that there is corrupted cops and they think they think they have full authority over you? Yeah, I see that. I'm not around it because I don't do wrong anymore. I'm not in that mess anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not getting stopped by the law because I would film it and you would see it. Because trust me, I know my rights. I know what rights I have and what I don't have. But I don't hate all cops. I think we need some kind of law and order. If we had no law and order, you would see it would be worse than the border open and people flooding in. It would be just anarchy. And Mr. Stone, buddy, nice to see you back. I'm doing kind of iffy relationship issues, trying to trust God. Well, you know what, man? And I was thinking of something this morning, and you saying that, I hope everything goes well for you. Now, look, you can either be liked by many or you can be loved by one. I choose to be loved by one. You know what I mean? Like, in that situation, I'm just saying, not trying to go religious or nothing, but for him making that comment, we can either be liked by many or we can be loved by one. So, that's just the way it is. Maybe now I'm not talking to you personally, Miss Stone. I'm talking about myself. For me, I had to learn that, like my ego, look in the mirror. Okay, do I care more about the likes and all the people like tell me they like me and this and that? Or would I rather be loved by God and knowing that love's forever and knowing that I can love God back and he's going to get me through that rough time? What these these other people that like me, or what do they really help? You know what I mean? It's kind of, you just have to look at it a certain way. So I hope that helps you. If it don't, I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I hope everything's,
hang in there.
Hang in there. Hope everything's good.
You're trusting in the right thing. You're trusting.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I just think that, the left is lost. I was going to look something up real quick and show you a clip. Let me get over here to this little clip here. And I want to show you this. I want to show everybody this for a second. Let's see here. Let me get here. Okay. Let me get back over here. I'm going to show this little thing just for a second. Blame game. This is what the left, I really think that they're dealing with right now. They are completely just
it figured out.
I think I scare them a little bit why they spend so much time on it. No, I'm serious, because I can fix a truck. They know I'm not on this. Yeah. I'm not putting this in people's grill. I don't know if my identity is not hunting. My identity is not football coaching. My identity is not, a beard and a truck. I like all those things. But how did we get to this where have they figured it out that the identity piece of this is more important than the actual substance behind it?
That is so rich. They just spent years telling us that your identity is the most important part of your character, that your skin color precedes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's silly.
Let's see what my next guest thinks. He's the former New Hampshire Republican Governor Chris Sununu.
Yeah, like he was saying, I'm not scared. They're scared of me. I'm not scared of these people, you know. And that guy there, Tampon Tim, you know, and it was so funny because the way he was putting it. I was going to say, yeah, Nancy Pelosi right here. I think she completely dogged.
I myself don't give away anything for nothing.
I don't give away anything. Listen,
I think that's what happened.
You see her nose job? She's got another nose job done. Now she's talking about Chuck Schumer here. You know what I mean? Like, why is she still trying to stay relevant?
The other day, we could have, in my view, perhaps gotten them to agree to a third way, which was a bipartisan CR for 4 weeks, in which we could have had bipartisan legislation to go forward.
The entire Democratic Party seems to be lining up right now, not just against Elon Musk and Donald Trump, but Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
Well, they're lining up in front of the bus because one by one, they're all going to throw each other under that bus because it's all.
That's exactly what they do, though, man.
They're eating each other alive.
Yes. They are completely, and it's just they're not even trying anything with their side, with the right. They're just completely at each other's throats. Certain ones are melting down, and she lets a lot of stuff slip. Why would she care? She's 80-something years old. I'm not doing nothing for free, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. If he would have listened to me, well, you're not Speaker of the House anymore. You're not in charge.
What did she mean? What
He's the leader.
She's not doing anything for free. So in other words, she didn't get what she wanted.
Yeah, exactly. She's not good if she doesn't get what she wanted.
Free money. She didn't get her free money.
Yeah, we're talking about the CR bill with the shutdown. Yeah, the shutdown.
Yeah. Well, that's where they put the pork in.
She's saying, "Hey, I'm going to tell them
That's where they put the pork in. That's where they get their money, is when they put it in that bill."
And that's why she's mad at Chuck Schumer, because he didn't come out and say, we want this, this, and this, or we're not going to vote on it. And that's why she's saying, hey, I'm not going to do anything for free. So I'm going to say, I want this, this, and this. And if you agree to it, then I will vote with you. If not, then see, she's just hitting a minute. They have these backdoor deals, like they're agreeing, hey, I want this, this, and this, and then I'll vote. How crooked is that? Then I'll vote for the shut, or with the, for your side. I'll vote not to shut down the government if I get this.
Listen, I wish they would have never voted for it, because then it just shows who they really are again. It's just, that's why he did it, because he was afraid that it was going to make him even look worse. Well, it still made you look worse, but I wish they would have shut. What you don't understand, and what the American people don't understand, if the government shuts down, it doesn't affect you, doesn't affect me, doesn't affect anybody out there. All it affects is government workers. It doesn't affect anybody else. This is not going to stop your Social Security check. It's not going to stop anything. So they use it as a big scary thing, and it's not. It's not.
And the government workers actually get back pay. They get everything they get all that back. And so even that's what their argument was, the veterans. You're not going to pay the veterans. The veterans, thank you, sir. For the super chat there. We'll pop you up there and show everybody. We'll highlight you there. Man. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that stuff. We'll star you up there. So here's the thing. What I believe is, because that's what they do. They try to find the weakest. They try to find people with the most sympathy. Oh, you mean they're not going to pay the veterans? The veterans went through so much stuff. They're not going to get paid, because that's what their argument was, hey, that's why the View down Chuck Schumer. The veterans are not getting paid and this and that. Yes, they are. They're also going to get their back pay if the government shuts down. They're still going to get their check. They're still going to get their back pay. And that's why Sonny had a meltdown and was saying that. And then all the other four had to school her on actually why Chuck Schumer even explained to her the day before why he voted yes and to keep it open and didn't go against them. And she still, it didn't register air between her, ears. And she didn't understand. So the women had to explain. I wish I could show the video, but I believe it would bust me. It would copyright me or something, But I think it's crazy, because they try to find that most vulnerable person, and get you to feel sorry for, all the veterans ain't getting paid. I'm not saying anything against veterans. I love veterans. I could not serve. Now, here's the thing. These people will get paid, I guarantee. And their checks don't stop either.
No.
They throw a fit and they make it 10 times worse than what it is.
Yeah, it's a big game. They try to scare you.
And I understand, if the government shutdown is not good. And the reason, like he said, hey, if we shut it down, here's the thing. We're just going to give Trump more access to do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
That's why he couldn't get them to understand. And now they want to fight with each other and say, well, why didn't you just shut it down? Really? But then you got some of them that's fighting and saying, well, if it shut down, these people wouldn't get paid and da-da-da. But then you wouldn't stand your ground and stand with the Democrats to shut it down. Well, you can't have it both ways. These people can't have, okay, we want to shut down, but we don't want to shut down. You know what I mean? And that's what Nancy Pelosi was talking about. Like, no, hey, we don't want to shut down, but we want to get what we want out of, we better get something out of them, If we don't get something out of them, then we threaten them with a shutdown. Really, you're going to get up there and play with the American people's money and all that, just over what? That's what I never understand. And American people we sit here, and include me, we sit here and watch it, and it's like we allow them to get up there and fuss and fight over our money. That's what's crazy. It's like going back to
our money,
thinking that they know what's best, just like that one Republican senator said. We're going to have, if you think you're going to retire and live on $2,000 or $3,000, you're crazy. We don't have your money. We're $36 trillion in debt. We're going to have tons of people come up here saying, where's my money? We don't have it, because we thought we could spend it better than you could, and we wasted it, and we're in debt $36 trillion. But like he said, that person would say, hey, if I would have took that and invested it for 40 years, I could have had $8 to $10 million to retire on. And now you got nothing. Because why? Because us and government have took it and wasted it on what? On programs, bureaucracy, billions of dollars overseas that's not necessary. You know what I mean? Sending millions of dollars here, billions here, this and that. It just amazes me how the American people allowed the government to take over. Because really, people say, oh, we're free, this and that, we have free speech and all this. Really? Because I believe there came a point after World War I or II where those politicians knew, and that's what they did with the income taxes or the taxes and all that stuff. They knew once they started getting that money in, they were never going to stop it. You know what I mean? They were going to continue to keep doing it. And because they said it was temporary after World War II. Oh, it's temporary. We need it for war. We need the money. Hey, from the research I've done, they thrived before they took our taxes, before World War I and stuff. Before they started taking our money, this country thrived. It was fine. Now they learned that they could go in government and be big government and make millions of dollars for their own pockets and their own wealth, live in nice homes, have better than what everybody else has. You think they really would want to get rid of? That's why they hate Trump as well. Because he wants to say, hey, no tax on tips, no tax on this, no, you stop taxing the American people. They need their money. They need some of their money back. You guys have drained the American people so bad. And that's what, Marxism and socialism and all that is. They want us to say, please give us money. Please, we need food. We need, you know what I mean? We need shelter. We need this and that. So I don't know. I think it's a big waste. I don't see one man changing things. Trump, of course, he's got a team. Like I said, he's got a lot of smart people around him. But like you said once before, if it's not written into law, what's the point?
If it's not passed through legislation,
what's the point? Executive orders are only good for until the paper rots. Yeah. So, 4 years. I mean, did you see what he did in the White House, dude? Where he put that the Declaration of Independence? Do you believe that's the real one? He said it's been locked in storage in a vault for years. He said, do you think Biden would have thought of that? Let me see if I can find it. It's funny because Laura Ingraham went in there the other night and the other day and interviewed him. Did you watch that interview?
No, a little bit of it. I didn't watch.
Okay, let me look. I think I can find it. Let me look and see. But yeah, she went in there and she was interviewing him, and he showed her. He said, "Do you think Biden would have thought of this?" He said, "But you can't let enough light." They said that they had to put curtains over it, and the reason why is because you can't let too much light hit it because it will tarnish. You know, it's not good for it. So, let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, she went through full. Let's see, full interview. Trump reveals Barron's big talent. Okay, let's see. Is this the interview with, let's see. I want to try to find the one where she was in the office the other night. It's the one I want. Let's see. Fox News, prime time. Let's see. Jesse Waters. Nope. I want to find her, the Ingram angle. Let's see. Here she is. Let me look at this for a second. Let me just look at this for a minute.
Yeah, I know he took her for a tour around the Oval Office, so I didn't see.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat though. I mean, but she does some good interviews with him though, is what I'm saying. Like she's got some.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Ray said good morning. Good morning.
All right. Yeah, but I mean, what do you think their next move's going to be? Because they're saying, okay, we got to win the people back. Well, how do you think they're going to win the people back? I mean, truthfully, like it's.
They'd have to become like the Republicans.
But yeah, but
I don't mean Republicans in the Congress and the Senate. I mean, like,
but what they're saying is, do you think that they will be believable? Do you think people will even believe them because they've done this now?
They'll have to take at least 10 years to try to prove it.
Exactly, because people are going to say, okay, they're just saying it now because, you know, because they're just trying to get us back. You know, they're not for real. Because how much do we actually, now that they've actually, and here's the thing, like they said, there's so many people like on the different, you know, the black communities, the Latino communities, all that has actually came over. Let's see, I think I found it. That has came over and to our side and voted for Trump this go around. Do you think they'll go back to voting Democrat? But do you think that, in my opinion, I think they woke a lot of people up, man. A lot of Americans woke up to this and said, wait a minute, we see the truth. Their eyes are open.
I don't think the Democratic Party is going to be anything relevant for at least 10 years. They have to change everything. I think it's going to take a minute, man. I think it's going to take a while for them because I don't think they're going to be believable, you know. Here, let me see if I can get to this part right here.
He'd go to a beach. He'd lay down on a cot, barely able to get his feet through the sand. He'd lay down, and within minutes, he's sleeping, and you have cameras watching him.
Yeah.
I could never do that. I would never be able to sleep like that. That's about the only thing I think that was wonderful. It was a disaster. This man was a disaster. I don't sleep.
Look.
Diet Coke.
Look at that.
That's a combination I never thought I'd be asking about in the White House. But after our interview in the diplomatic room, President
see how he's got that. See how he's got that. He took her on a tour. You see how he's got the Declaration of Independence or whatever. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, he said he has to keep it covered up. And Abraham Lincoln right here under. He said he loved Abraham Lincoln.
An exclusive tour of the Oval Office.
Yeah, look at that. Go for America.
So you brought how many paintings into the Oval Office this time? Very different from the
I'm going to
first
show
one.
you a lot. It's much different. Never been like
Very
that.
different.
You had some of those paintings in vaults and safes for 100 years.
Ain't that crazy? Why not be seen? I don't understand that. Why have certain things in vaults?
They want to hide our history, man. They don't
Yeah,
want you to know
for
the
hundreds
history.
of years, though, put in vaults. But that still ain't open to the public. The only way we're going to get to see it is something like this. It's not in a museum. It's not somewhere. And even like a museum, you still have to go pay and go to look and stuff. That's not right. I don't think it should be freely for people just to touch and do that, but it should be put where people on display where we all can see it, you know. And you're right. I think a lot of it, there ain't no telling how much stuff they have hidden of our history and that they don't really want us knowing. I mean, you know, a lot of stuff. Just, I mean, even paintings and things that like people painted like stuff back then, not just what was in their mind, but actual scenes and things that happened, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see what I would love to take a tour of the White House. I've never been to Washington to any of that stuff. Like I've never been downtown to the White House, you know, the Capitol, any of them places I've never seen.
Presidents, almost all presidents, some Supreme Court justices. After you.
See how nice and flat he is?
Are you paving over the grass here?
What was happening is that's supposed to have events. Every event you have, it's soaking wet.
Yeah.
It's soaking wet, and people can't. And the women with the high heels, it's just too
That's
much.
who did the Kavanaugh.
That's where we
Kavanaugh
did.
thing.
That's
Amy Coney
And
Barrett.
the grass it doesn't work, and we have a gorgeous stone and everything else.
Okay.
But you know, we use it for press conferences, and it doesn't work because the people fall into the, into the wet.
The
soaking
roses
wet.
stay, the grass
The
goes.
roses stay. No, it's a rose garden. No, all of this stays.
Yeah, Rose
Just the
Garden.
center
That means it's
section.
got to be roses.
I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be more beautiful. Look at that view over there. See that?
Pretty nice.
Look at that. How is that? Pretty good?
Pretty beautiful.
It's a great place.
Yeah, that just looks out in the
So
mountains.
you
don't it?
thought there's no doubt you're coming back into office
Or
when you
somewhere.
walked out of here.
Well, I felt that, but I didn't
Is
know.
that that's
And let me say it. I didn't know if I was going to run because I
I don't think he
knew
really
how much
wanted
I won
to.
that election by. But if I thought I didn't win the election, I absolutely wouldn't have run.
wow.
But because of the fact I did so well, it was such a horrible.
But if you didn't
election.
run, they would never come after you legally. They never
Nope.
would have done all that to you.
Nope,
If you didn't
none of
run,
that.
they would have let you alone.
He'd be
was
sitting
told,
in
so I took a
Mar-a-Lago
big
on the beach
chance.
playing golf.
You sure
I took a
did.
big- No, I took a big
Me
risk,
too.
actually.
In the mug shot.
Nobody's ever told me that. What you just said, nobody's ever said it. That's exactly correct. If I didn't run, none of this.
Oh no, they wouldn't have had any investigation. None of
Look,
it would
they
have.
hated me, but you have to get on with your
They'd
life.
be on to the next target.
Right.
They would have been on to the
They have
next
to
target.
get on with their life. They
You're
have
right
too
about
much
that.
TDS, man. Trump
But
arrangement.
that's a pretty big.
Why?
That's a pretty big gamble.
That's the thing. I think it's because he couldn't be bought. It has to come down
Well,
to that. They had no power over him.
He's
He had
taking
money.
away their money. They're taking
Yeah.
away their
Well, not
their
just
money
that.
and
No,
power.
yeah, now he is. But I'm saying back
Yeah.
then, they hated him so much. Why? Because he couldn't be bought to their bullshit
Well, that's what I'm
ways.
saying. If they knew what was coming,
He had money. He had fame. He was more famous than they were. He had money. He couldn't be bought. And he came out and said, "Hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this." And they were like, "Wait a minute, you're cutting in their wallet." You know what I mean? And no. So now, like he said, he wasn't even going to run, and until Joe just tore everything up and that stuff.
Well, you understand that Trump was a Democrat at one time.
Yeah. I do. Yes, I do. Yes. But he also had common sense too. He wasn't one of those crazy Democrats like you see now. Like he
George
was a
myself,
common
he's-
sense Democrat, dude. Like Joe
George
Rogan.
myself,
And
he says, I have Democrat friends that are bashing Trump and Elon on showing wasteful spending. Why would you as a Democrat or an American, it just as an
why
American
would you be mad? It ain't even
Yeah.
about wasteful spending.
I
It's about
wanna know.
they're being
I
told
wanna
to
know.
hate these people. They're being brainwashed by what they're watching, honestly. And I'm not trying to sound mean or bad, but whatever they're watching is telling them to not like Trump or Elon. It ain't about nobody wants their money. Really, are you going to volunteer and say, okay, take my taxes and spend it on, gay porn in Australia or Africa or somewhere? You know what I mean? Like, really, you're going to do that? No, you're going to say, no, I want my tax money. I don't want my tax money going there. That's common sense. They're going on whatever they're watching, media they're watching that's saying, oh, no, you guys, they're bad. They're the devil. You got to not like them. You got to hate them because we don't like them because they're cutting into our body. Well, guess what? They're just doing that to turn the people against them. And because guess what? They're not cutting money out of your pocket. They're cutting money out of their pocket. And that's why they're mad, is because he's cutting money out of these Democrats' pockets, these, crooked people. And guess what? These crooked people are still taking your money. They're still getting your money, but they want you mad at Trump and Elon for doing it, because they're trying to pretend like, oh no, that would be your money back in your pocket. No, it wouldn't. It's going in their pocket. So, they know what they're doing. The Democrats know how to get someone routed up and mad. You see them on the streets. You see them on social media. You see how big of fits they're throwing and all this. Well, guess what? They're doing that so you get routed up and get mad. But what's it causing? I mean, what's the outcome? Your tax money's still going in their crooked pockets if Trump and them don't stop this. It's not like those crooked people are saying, oh, you got to get mad, we got to stop this because it's coming back to you. No, it ain't. They're taking it and spending it where they want it to go and back in their pockets and their kickbacks. So you're getting nothing except misery and getting to stay out here and argue and be mad at the world and everybody else while they're getting rich. So, I mean, it's crazy how they do, you know what I mean? Because they do. They know how to do.
That was a big risk. So this is the Oval Office, and we've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort. We've taken a lot of great paintings out of the vault.
I want to see some of these paintings.
I don't know. Maybe you could circle that somehow. So here's a question I ask. So Reagan has a place of prominence, and George Washington has a place of prominence. Cool. And I've asked this question maybe 200 times. People come in. I said, so who would you put in the place of prominence, George Washington or Ronald Reagan? Who would you put?
Ronald Reagan.
Washington.
So far, it's 219-0.
Yeah.
And they like Reagan.
Oh, I love Reagan.
Yeah, they love Reagan.
They like more than anything.
That right there.
This is the Declaration of Independence.
Wow.
And they ask that this be done. It's never been up. It's been in the vaults for many, many decades. And
so that's a fake one on display.
We have to do something like drapes or something because the light eventually affects it. And it's very cool.
Right? Doesn't that mean there's a fake one on display then? If that's been in the vault for many decades?
Yeah. That ain't the real one.
Showing,
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Just went up yesterday.
The decoration, that's awesome, man. To still be in that kind of shape after all that.
Think Joe Biden would do this? I don't think so. Do you think he'd think of it? Do you think he knows what it is? No, but look at it. So, but this was none of these pictures.
He loves just to throw those knives in there, don't he?
And it's been,
my Lord,
it's been great.
That's wild though. I love those.
Now, there was a lot made on another network about you're bringing in the gold accents to Trumpify the Oval Office.
It needed a little life.
So you have the mantle and you have the cherubs from, is that from Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, that's actually their gold, all gold. Look. Yeah. And it's angels. They say angels bring good luck. And we need a lot of luck in this country with what they've done over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So take a look. Do you know that little secret? I don't know if you're going to waste your time putting this on.
Brought them up from Florida.
Throughout the years, people have tried to come up with a gold paint that would look like gold, and they've never been able to do it.
Can't do it.
You've never been able to look at that.
Well, of course not.
You've never been able to match gold with gold.
It's hard to match real gold.
That's why it's gold.
Now you have gold.
And this is very important.
Yeah, but that's
We're
real.
proud of this
You got real
gold
gold paint, but
and in fact, Elon said to me, we're landing in the Gulf of America. So he would say, and he said it naturally. He said it so routine.
That's why they hate him, man. I believe they dislike him so bad that, I mean, it's sad to see, really, like the way, and listen to the way he speaks. He's so soft spoken. He's just, and everybody says that about him. Like he's such a good guy. He helps people. He never wants to credit. You know what I mean? He doesn't want credit from help. He never likes to tell the stories that he does behind the scenes. He don't need credit. You know what I mean? Like his own daughter-in-law. He said she has a thing for dogs. He said, I don't even like, he said, I don't have dogs.
Narcissist.
Well, of course he is. You have to be kind of in that way. But what I'm saying is like certain things that he does for people. Like he said, people, you'd be surprised in the people in Mar-a-Lago, the employees, like he knows every one of their names. He knows their kids' names. He asks about them. No one ever walks by him that's an employee or somebody that he doesn't say hi to, or he's like, hey, how's, such and such your kid or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he knows, he makes real, connections with his people, with these people and stuff, and he can name off these people's names and their family names and things that he's really. And I'm not saying he's not an art. You have to be in that position, that kind of position, and that kind of stuff, and just from being rich, I'd say he's a narcissist from being just the fame he's had. You have to kind of be that way and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait and see, but I also think that, the Democrats are just, they got a long road ahead of them. I think that also, they're going to have to figure out where they stand and how to stop this.
Well, they have to stand with the American people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They got to take this woke crap out.
If they don't, they won't be in power ever again.
Because
where the American people stand.
Well, they think that 1 little percent of the wokeness is what's going to get them over that finish line. It's no, and that's what people keep saying. Stop focusing on that 0.01%. Focus on the people that actually matter. It's not that those people don't matter, but you can change laws and do things for those people when you're that. But you need to really focus on what the base that you're trying to get, the people that you're trying to win over or vote for you. You're neglecting the real American people. Walk outside and ask somebody.
Stop lying.
Exactly.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
I agree. 100%.
They've been caught in every lie.
Exactly.
Every lie they did against Trump. Everything they did against Trump. All the lies they told.
Everything has been a lie. Every bit of it.
They've been caught. January 6th was a lie.
Russia hoax. Was a lie. Laptop was a hoax.
They've been caught in all these lies. They got to stop lying. Stop lying.
That's all they're saying. Get out and ask these American people. Say, hey, what do you need? What can we do to, you know what I mean? Like, what's your opinion on it? Get out in the real, just like Don Lemon did. Don Lemon pushed all this stuff until he got fired from CNN. And then when he got out on the streets and was asking black people on that boardwalk in Jersey or wherever, did you vote for? Yeah, I voted for Trump. Why? He's like, because it was better on my wallet. We had cheaper things. He cared more about Americans than them. No, the statistics don't tell it. He's like, my wallet says it. You know what I mean? The grocery store says it. My house payment says it was better when Trump was in than Biden. And they laughed at Don Lemon, and he realized and see, but he still don't realize. He still don't know his ways, because then he's on there, on Bill's show the other night, calling the black MAGA guys that voted for Trump. They're not real black MAGAs. They're just, this and that. And I'm like, how do you sit and say those things, and say there's no such thing as a black MAGA man, there's no such thing as a black person that's voted for Trump. You know what I mean? I mean, he's delusional.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well,
there's a reason he was fired from CNN.
Yeah. And that's why Elon Musk wouldn't let him have a spot on Twitter.
He threw a fit, son. He threw a fit. Yeah. He wanted a job. Elon Musk interviewed him. He said no.
Well, he didn't give him the job. And then he talked bad about Elon Musk. So Elon Musk said, goodbye. See you.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't bite the hand that feeds you, my friend.
No, because
American people feed them. We feed them. We put them
out. And one of the problems is, though,
if you bite our hand, we're going to get rid of you. That's just the way it is.
Well, one of his biggest problem is he got away with saying what he wanted to for years. They let him just say what he wanted and get away with it, just like The View, just like all these other people.
Yeah, but they had to eventually get rid of him.
Because of sexual harassment comments he was saying to other people working there. But
that wasn't the whole reason.
MSNBC, the lady had to correct it the other day because Christy Loam said, wait a minute. You correct that or we're going to lay a lawsuit on you, because they were interviewing or something, and one of the other women, and they said, well, Trump's good friends with a president the president, and they were interviewing an Indian person, and the MSNBC lady said, yeah, he's best friends with Vladimir or Putin or whatever, and then she had to come back the next day on live air and say, we needed to correct this, apologize. Trump is best friends with the Indian president, this, if not Putin, and all that. And I thought, yeah, because Kristi Noem done crawled in her butt. And she told that network, look here, you either go on there and you correct it, or you're getting a lawsuit on you, because they're still pushing. They're going to do it. And as long as the people allow the legacy media to do that, it's so disgusting to sit there. And I know a lot of people are like, well, don't watch it. I don't, but I do gift through it, because I do need to know what's being pushed and what's not when you do this kind of channel and things like that. And when you talk about things like this, you need to know, and I don't sit and just watch news all day like people think. I don't do that, but I do like to keep up relevant on what's going on different channels. And I tell you a good one. What's up, my brother Keith? How you doing? Long time no see. And I tell you what's crazy, though, is to if you really want to see some stuff go on, and I think some of the truth that is being showed live and stuff is Forbes breaking. Now, do you remember like Forbes? It was always Forbes magazine, the big Forbes. It was Hollywood Elite. This is not what I'm talking about. There's two different kinds, and it's red and it looks like it, but it's called Forbes Breaking. And man, they show every kind of, like, when they're in there voting in the House, they show all kinds of. They show all the breaking news and everything. So, and from both sides, they show it all. So if anybody wants to really research things, go and research different stuff. Buddy Keith, I hope you're having a good day, man, down there. I hope the weather's good for you. It's about 40 degrees at my place up here. But yeah, man, it's just completely just, information is key. And you can't just go on one channel or one news network or one media. But like some people are saying, and it's proven, their ratings are so low, their views, even during their prime time. Like, there's people on social media that get more views on their 20-minute video than CNN or MSNBC is even getting, So it's like, what the crap? Like, you can tell people have stopped believing their stuff. And they only have that certain few that's just are dedicated to believing their
20%.
Yeah.
Or 20%.
And, what did they come out with the other day? The poll said their approval rating was only 21%, or favorable, whatever, was 21 or 26%. That is the lowest it's ever. That's crazy, man, to think that 79 or whatever percent or 81% of people think that the Democrat Party is gone and they lost it and you're right, man, the lies. That's the thing. They've lied to American people for so long. And then now that Trump has uncovered it, and well, not just Trump, but the real media, social media, that the people that do the media and the facts and showing you what they're saying and then showing you the truth and stuff. And it's just exploded. And they're like, well, they have lied this whole, of course they lied. Do you think Joe Biden was even running? If you think he was even the president running this country, you're wrong, in my opinion. I think he was. I don't believe he was. I believe the administration people around him was the ones doing it, just like the auto pen and stuff and all that. I believe they wanted to, even if he said, okay, we'll use auto pen, I don't believe he even knew half of what was being put in front of him, because they wouldn't have passed and pushed all this stuff that they had, I just don't get it. I don't understand how you can just open borders and say, okay, everybody come in. I'm not going to deport nobody. We don't need to check anybody. Yeah, we need more workers down there. Oh, the border's secure. It's closed. We need more workers down there to process people. They kept saying we need legislation. No, you don't. Like Trump said, you just needed the right president. You needed another president. Someone come in and with a stroke of a pen say, here, close the border. And that was their biggest argument. We need them in the House and Senate to do their job and do this. We need more money for the border. We need to put more workers so they can process people. Yeah, they didn't want to close it and stop people. They wanted more people to come so workers could go down there and process them through and push them into America, so they could go to these blue cities and be took care of by our money, the taxpayers' money, and then they could vote blue. That's what they wanted. They didn't want to secure the border and stop anybody from coming in. They just wanted more people there to process them in faster and get them in faster in the country. Well, if you ain't got borders, you don't have a country. That's the bottom line right there. And the number one law is when you cross that border illegally, that's a crime. You're now a criminal because you just crossed a line, a border. So, now, do I feel like, hey, you should be put in jail for years for committing that crime? No, I feel like you should be put on a bus and sent right back. I mean, you shouldn't get 10 feet over. If you're caught right there at the border and you're crossing illegally, I think they should walk you straight up back up there and send you right back and put you right back across the border. But that's my beliefs. So, all right, man, I've been going an hour and 40, almost 45 minutes. I think it was pretty good. If you guys like this channel, make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Keith, buddy, it's good to see you. Get a hold of me when you can. Yes, motorcycle has went in the shop. Hopefully in a day or two, he will be calling me. So I did find a 2-in-1 tab. We're going to hope it fits. If it fits right, I will be going with that instead of the S&S. If not, I'll go with the S&S Sidewinder 2-in-1. So with all that said, thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Huge shout out to everybody in the side chat. Keith Ray raised the road north by south. We have Mr. Stone. Thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. You're always welcome here. You know that. Quick Shoe, it was good to see him. Brown Chicken came in. We had Buck Brown come in. Check out these channels, guys, if you like to. Salty Badger came in. We have, who else? 2-4 came in, and we have Jamin Rooney came in. He's part of the unaffiliated channel, guys. Check both of those out. And Motobomb Virginia came in. So, all right. So thank you to everybody for coming in and hanging out with us for almost 2 hours. We sure appreciate your support. And like we always say, or like I always say, stay in your lane or crash the damn thing, but do your own research. Don't just go on one person's opinion. And this is just my opinion. So thank you.
Thanks.
Just want to say thank you to all my subscribers, all my followers, everybody that's been watching the shorts, the videos, the live streams. And remember, we do have memberships now. So hit that join button, or we have super chats or super thanks. So I just want to say thank you for stopping by, checking my channel out. If you'd like to see this community grow, hit that join button. So until next time, stay in your lane or crash the damn thing.